Have you ever been to the Rivoli Theater? The answer is yes, because you're here now. This documentary will talk about the history of the theater and the current owners, the Gillots. The Rivoli Theater has a very interesting history, being built in 1920, closure in 1986, then reopening in 1994, saved by Thomas Misko.
So it was built in 1920. It was La Crosse's first movie theater. There were other theaters that had started playing movies, but they were theatrical, and then they started bringing in the movies. So this was built to be a movie theater.
After opening in 1920 with its first silent film, Yes or No, the Rivoli had a great success. About 10 years after the theater opened, they introduced a new concept, sound.
In 1930 or so, they did their first major renovation. And the reason that they did that renovation was because they were bringing in sound.
The theater thrived throughout the 1940s and 50s.
People would come into town to see a double feature, so they would come in to see one movie, and then they would go do their downtown shopping and then come back and see the second film.
They then hit a slump in the 80s during the rise of chain theaters. This led to a closure in 1986, and the building remained closed until 1994. In 1994, Thomas Misko bought the building and revived it. During this time, Jonathan and Clara Gillot, the future owners, were in secondary school. The whole Gillot family was a big lover of the movies.
Our history of this theater and this building just completely mimics the history of movies in America, right? We're built in 1920, then we put in sound, then we went through, 1970s. So La Crosse has this sort of historical archive of what movies have been like in the whole country right here.
Jonathan, who particularly loved movie theaters, was first introduced to the building on a school trip in 6th grade.
The first time I really remember being here was on a middle school field trip to see the movie Flubber. And then over the next couple years, I came to see other movies down here.
He had no idea that he would one day be the proud owner of the theater. Fast forward to 2022, the Rivoli was up for sale again. Thomas Misko had passed away in 2021, leaving the theater in an unstable position. Jonathan, having just moved back to the area, saw the opportunity of a lifetime, and with his sister Clara, purchased the building.
Right when we were coming out of the COVID lockdown, that I was thinking, and the building had gone up for sale, and it became a little bit more real. And we even discussed finding a different location to start a single screen theater, but luckily we didn't have to do that because this one was open.
While the main theater and screening room are on the first floor, the building has several upper floors as well. Back in 2023, the upper floors were in a state of mid-construction, half taken apart offices, dust, pipes, and memories of businesses long gone. Clara took charge of the upper floors, while Jonathan managed the theater.
Jonathan, you are great with movies, so you can run that, and I will figure out what to do with the upstairs. So I was very confident that I would figure something out. And pretty quickly, I regretted saying that because it's a whole lot of office space, and it was very weird and funky. But luckily, again, our community, there were several people in town who came to me actually and said, other areas make artist studio spaces with spaces like this if you can't turn it into apartments and you can't do other things with it. So I walked through with a couple of really great people in the community and made the plan of, we think we can do pretty low-cost artist studio space here.
The Rivoli Arts District is a collection of artists who have shops on the upper floors. Many interesting things go on in the Rivoli Arts District. Many artists have studios there, and there are even occasional Dungeons and Dragons lessons. This year, Jonathan and Clara say their project is going to be renovating the bathrooms. There have been several other changes to the theater since the Gillots took over.
It just really came together easily. I went to La Crosse has that art club group. I went to that a couple times and sort of pitched the idea, and people were so excited about it. And we're full now upstairs with artist studio space, and we actually have a wait list. So one of the major changes we made, we're actually sitting in the room right now, is the screening room. So we did a whole overhaul and renovation of this just last year.
And we renamed it after the previous owner, Tom Misko, who we actually owe a lot of credit to because he kept this place going when it reopened in the 90s.
Many small theaters have not been as lucky as this one has been. With the rise of large chain theaters, smaller ones are struggling to stay afloat. According to Clara, the only reason the Rivoli is still open is the community.
We have so much community support. It's just been amazing, actually. From the moment we bought the theater up until now, there are so many groups in town that want to do fun things at the theater.
The theater is now a thriving place for friends and family to gather and spend time together over a good movie and a bucket of popcorn.